All right, good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. For those that are jumping on, good morning. For those that are watching the replay, good morning. So, today, this show, a brief introduction about me. This show is about inspiration, conversation, and motivation. So, we're super excited to have you guys on, and I'm the founder of this community. So, then we'll go to our next guest. Frome, can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Hello, viewers. My name is Fermencia. Jennifer knows me as Frome.
Estia also.
Oh, right.
Oh, aw.
And anything else you want to share from me? From India, if you want, let me call you by your government name.
Okay. No, we were just talking about the verdict, and you know,
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
just
Thank
get to the
you.
nitty gritty.
Yeah. Let's get to the point. All right.
Hey
Nara.
everybody, my name is Nara Diaz. I'm a mom and a wife, and this is my little lady Gabriella here today.
Aw. We have four. We have three guests with the babies. Aw. Awesome. So let's just go straight into um we always go into coffee time. So of course, we got to briefly say what we are drinking this morning, if we're drinking anything this morning. So I know I do have my cup right here. Frome, are you drinking anything this morning?
I got coffee,
Mm, nice. So we
just
have
coffee
well, how do you drink your coffee, Fromencia?
with a bit of creamer.
Nice.
That's it.
And Nara, what are you drinking any coffee this morning?
You know, I always drink coffee, but I gotta drink my water first.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So I got a ways to go before the coffee.
Nice. So we have Priscilla. She said, "Hi, Gabriella."
Oh,
So hi, Priscilla. So we're gonna go straight into the conversation, and we're just gonna focus today on this one conversation, which is the verdict that was just passed. I think there's a lot of, I guess people were expecting riots, right, in Wisconsin after this verdict, which makes, in my opinion, right, it makes sense why. So I just want to kick off from, if you want to kick off the conversation and just share some thoughts on that.
I mean, like I said, he should have never been there. The mom should have never driven her child to. Why would you drive your kid to a place where you know he's going to be in danger with an assault rifle, not a gun, a big rifle where it's flashy, everyone could see it? Why
Mm,
would you do that? I think the mom would have should have been charged along with the kid.
hmm
yeah,
he was underage
yeah,
Totally
help.
underage,
17 at the
and he
time.
should have been charged as an adult because he made an
Mhm.
adult decision.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, so I know this is we're discussing about Kyle
So
Rittenhouse,
that's,
who he was taken from Alsip, Illinois to Kenosha, Wisconsin, right? Is it Alsip, Illinois, where he was from, or where?
I don't even know where he was
Super
from,
north.
to tell you the truth.
Yeah, so
He
he
was in Illinois. He
yeah
should have stayed in Illinois. I don't
yeah
know why he went anywhere.
yeah he's from Illinois. He went to Wisconsin, drove I don't know how many hours. Obviously, it was a couple hours to get over there. And you know, from my understanding, is he just started shooting people that were in the crowds. And we have Jennifer. She said, "Good morning, ladies." So good morning, Jennifer. She's drinking hot tea. So he was found not guilty on all counts, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Is that what happened?
Yeah, correct. He was found not guilty on all counts.
So
So he's spending Monday in jail for killing two people and injuring a third.
yeah, yeah. And you want to know what's interesting? I'm in this group um, for conceal and carry, and I was actually amazed because I wasn't really following the what was going on with him. I knew what was happening. I knew he was in trial, but I wasn't watching it. But when I was
Yeah.
watching the conceal and carry group and I was watching all the responses of like, yeah, this is for self defense, and
It
yeah,
is for
please
self defense, but that was not self defense.
I know
That's
that.
far from self defense.
Yeah, what does he expect? Like he can't hide his gun. That's not self-defense. Like if I see somebody coming at me with an AR-15 to a public place with lots of people, I'm going to shoot too. If we were in Texas, people would have been shooting. This is exactly what people in Texas talk about, why they want all their guns and everything is because when you see somebody coming into a public event with people with an assault rifle, they're going to defend themselves.
Yeah, so I mean,
And that's exactly what all the Texas people talk about. Like, oh, we don't have mass shootings here. Oh, I wish somebody would because I'll take out my gun and shoot him. Well, people did try to take out their gun and shoot him because he had an assault rifle. They probably thought that he was he was like one of those people in the malls or something.
yeah,
Shooting
yeah,
everyone in sight.
yeah.
Hmm.
And the ones that were in self defense were the ones that were killed, were trying to defend themselves. The
Wow.
skateboard, that's why they hit them over the head with the skateboard, because they were defending themselves. It
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
not the other way around. I don't see it that way. I don't understand how people see it that way
I don't
and
either.
call this child man a child. He was not a child. He made a grown up decision, and he should have went to jail like a grown man.
Yeah, we see Jennifer, who is from Texas. She put yes, ma'am. Which it makes sense to me. It's a conscious decision because he drove hours, right? It's not like a heat in the moment, like I just run out of my
Right,
house. It's he was driving for hours with the intent of doing something. But what got me really, and I'm just saying what I read, right? What I how other people in society or United States are writing in the defense that they're saying, oh, because in my head I was like, it doesn't make sense how somebody drives 4 hours away, goes somewhere else, shoots other people because he felt like he was threatened. That to me doesn't sound like a threat because in conceal and carry classes, you're actually told, right? Like, don't be the hero. Like literally,
right.
the instructor told us, don't be the hero if you have a weapon. You're there. You need to make a real like conscious, thought out, you know, whatever if you're gonna use your weapon. So he felt it threatened from that many hours away that he had to cross state lines. So it doesn't make sense to me why. And well, no, it does make sense to me. It just sounds like some racist bull, in my opinion, right? Like we
And it
can,
totally was, because his excuse was, I'm going to go defend these businesses. These businesses, see, that's the thing. Businesses have insurance.
yeah, businesses do have insurance.
Businesses have insurance, whatever it is. And when they lose uh, merchandise or they have property damage, they get paid for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I'm not sure how much, but businesses, that's the whole reason why they have the insurance.
Yeah, it's probably
So when
based.
things like this happen, the insurance is going to pay them for their property damage and for whatever merchandise they lose. And to
Yeah.
tell you the truth, these businesses are going to put way above their loss. They're not going to
Mm,
put exactly what they're losing. They're going to put an amount higher than what they lost.
mm. Yeah, Jennifer said amen from Mencia. Yeah, it's true. So that makes no sense. And I remember writing in this group like this doesn't make sense to me. Someone explained to me, right? Like I was being a smartass and I wanted to see what people wrote and I want to see racist comments. I kind of felt like arguing. So the comment was he was training to be a EMT. That's why he went up there to support. whatever was going on. And my head was like, so you're telling me, then I said, so you're telling me he was in training that exact day? First off, like that didn't make no sense to me. I thought you had to go to college to be an EMT. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone correct me. What's the process for being an EMT? But I thought that you
You need
can't
a
be
certificate.
a certificate to
No,
be an
no,
EMT.
Jen, you're wrong. You do go to
Some type of
large
training.
groups of people and practice CPR. That's typically what every
That's it. You
that's
just
how
get
they
a
give the
certificate. It's
certification.
not
You
a
gotta
lot of
take
study.
AR-15, Jen. You take your AR-15, you go to large groups and you practice.
Uh, no, that's not as famous sarcasm. Uh, um, but
I had to
yeah,
say something.
so it's a training, right? So it's a training, but I don't. In Chimmy, she
It's
put
a
no,
training, and they're not going to give you a gun to train with.
no, they're not. They're not. But that was
There you
what.
go.
That's
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 the
what.
most
better.
ridiculous excuse I've heard.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it
okay, you
is.
want to
It
save
is.
businesses or whatever. That's a better excuse than I'm training for EMT or whatever the heck he's training for.
I
And
just
is
don't
that
understand
what
why
they
he
said?
couldn't just bring a regular gun and conceal it.
I mean, I don't know what the laws are. I thought first off, I thought it was hard to get those type of guns in the state of Illinois, especially as a minor.
It wasn't his, it was his dad's.
Oh,
It
it
was
was
locked
his
away somewhere in
dad.
the closet. He took it upon himself, or the dad gave it to him with the mom, apparently. The mom gave it to him, and they drove to Wisconsin.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
So,
Yeah,
like I said, I don't understand how anyone puts their child in harm's way like that.
What
You
else
have
did
to
they?
have so
Yeah,
much
that's
hate
true.
in your heart to put your child in that type of situation.
yeah. Or you're really slow. Like you gotta be like unintelligent. You gotta be
A,
really.
a total racist.
Yeah. Also, so Jennifer said, I'm right there with you, Nora. No one gets a real gun to train with. Every state is different. And Chimmy, I think we're in Illinois, so I thought it was the same state as us. Like, I know
When
it's not.
he left, but Kenosha's in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Kenosha is in Wisconsin, and he did not. That gun was not his. His dad had an arsenal, has an arsenal of guns
Yeah.
in his house.
So I just wonder
Mm,
why they couldn't pick something different. You weren't going deer hunting in the woods.
no, you
So what else did
definitely.
the people say in your group?
I just someone else, someone else wrote me, um, something about he got hit over the head with a skateboard. Like, what kind of person are you? They wrote to me something like that because I was being like commenting like I don't understand. Because to me it's like, well, if my neighbors were fighting and they were fighting amongst each other, just like a thought, right? I'm not. I feel threatened from my house. I don't feel threatened from my house. I'm not gonna walk over there, right, and take a weapon and go shoot at them. Like that didn't make sense. I was just trying
Right,
to like see how people in their logic, how they think, right? And people really just got mad at my post, but then Facebook took down all the entire thread. But I was just like,
They
wow,
reported you?
I don't. They reported the whole thing, I think, because so many people were getting really heated in that thread to begin with, because it was a public group with thousands of people. It was just interesting. We have Chimmy. She said every state is different. Priscilla, she said the dad usually kept AR locked up, but had left it readily accessible because of the rioting. Um, and I can legally carry my gun concealed in Illinois, but I have to carry it openly in Indiana. So I don't know what the rules are to carry in Indiana, but I know if you have the Utah conceal and carry, you can carry it in what 38 states, but I don't know if Wisconsin's one of those states where you can carry if you're from
in
Illinois.
Wisconsin, anyone under the age cannot carry.
Well, yeah,
Whether it's concealed or not. You are a minor. You shouldn't even have a gun.
it definitely is illegal to have a gun if you're a minor. That's
Right.
absolutely
So
right.
that whether the laws allow anyone to conceal and carry is not the issue here. The
Yeah,
issue was he is a minor and he carried a gun over state lines.
yeah, yeah.
And also,
That
if you're
alone is illegal.
I
Yeah.
do want to use the airtime. I'm gonna say something too that like even when this happened with Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman, he
Mm-hmm.
got off,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a bunch of money behind him, just like this guy had like a 3 million behind him, and all this stuff, and clearly they bought the judge, but
Mm-hmm.
um either way, like George Zimmerman's life has been hell. Absolute hell. There's nothing that's been prospered. He's ended up in jail over a lot of different
Yeah.
things. And it's hard for him to find employment, like all this stuff. Like nothing's let up in George Zimmerman. And when I see cases like this, I go back to my Christian roots and I say that's God. That's God
Mm-hmm.
right there. And so while humanly in trial, he may have been not guilty, and a not guilty verdict you can never do go back and
Double
try them
jeopardy.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but I really think that this kid is going to be living in hell for years to come, just like George Zimmerman.
Yeah.
And if not, I certainly hope so. So
Yeah, no, I read that they're trying to call it a mistrial, if I'm not mistaken, because there was a video that surfaced that the prosecutors showed, but they didn't give it to the defense in enough time. Or no, no, or the opposite. There's a video that just looked
That
bad.
that video supposedly had the prosecutor did give it to the defense, but in within that streaming time, I don't know if it was streaming or whatever it might have been, but they said that it was doctored up, that it
Yeah,
wasn't a real video.
like it was
But the
low quality.
prosecution was saying that it was a glitch when they were streaming that to the prosecutor.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
don't know the whole story, but it's supposed to had a glitch. But the prosecution is saying that they tweaked it.
yeah. I did read that it was just bad quality. Like people couldn't really
Right.
clearly see what was happening. So I think that's why they're trying to do a mistrial. But I don't know. I haven't read any updates since then, so I don't know if anything has changed. I know we have I don't know if I showed Chimmy's post. She said I do. I'm assuming she's saying she carries. And then Mary says unfortunately he has a famous people who backed him up. So I didn't know there was famous people backing him up. The kid. That's terrible though. Um, so this is a sad situation. I think it's sad all around. Hopefully there is a mistrial, and hopefully they do, um, try it again. But like you said, Nara, like vengeance is of the Lord's. It will come back to him and bite him in the butt, even if he gets away with it. Right? You said Zimmerman hasn't been able to have a healthy life. So, if anyone has any other comments, please share now. Any thoughts and opinions? I know we have some viewers watching about the case. One post I noticed someone said, "Just let us grieve or let us mourn." It was a woman, an African American woman that wrote, "Just let us mourn," because we know that black and brown kids wouldn't be able to get away with this, right?
Oh
Like
no, they would
you
have
know,
been arrested the moment they stepped out of that car.
it would have been
Either
shot.
arrested or
well,
hopefully arrested, but most likely shot and killed.
months before in the same place, Kenosha, um, I think why the riots were happening, or if it was for George Zimmerman, but a black man got a gun unloaded. A police officer unloaded and paralyzed the black man in front of his children who were in car seats. In front, he never got in the house. He wasn't driving drunk. And a police officer took it upon himself to unload a complete magazine into the gentleman, paralyzing him. And that police officer was let go in Kenosha a few months prior to this.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the video of what started the whole rioting in Kenosha. That was terrible in itself. I forgot.
Was it the gentleman getting shot?
Yeah, he was a dad. He was a dad, and his kids were in the car, and he
Yeah.
had his back, and he shot him. from the back. So
Yeah.
there wasn't even confrontation. It wasn't even like necessary. Like when you watch it, you're like, that was the stupidest thing. Why you do that? But
And
it
Well,
was
you
in
know
fact,
confrontation.
how
that was
black men are so intimidating, supposedly, and everybody's so scared of big black man, but you see a big white man and you don't shoot him.
Yeah,
I don't,
right.
I don't understand how
it's
that
sad
could
and
happen.
true.
It's ridiculous to me.
Well, Priscilla, I love this comment that she said. Priscilla, if you have an opinion, feel free to share it. Like the this is a conversation amongst women. If we all have similar opinions, it is what it is. If you have a different opinion, we welcome your opinion and write it in the comments. At the end of the day, your opinion, you're entitled to your opinion, we're entitled to ours. So, but thank you so much for conversating with us. So,
All
um,
right, ladies, it is
thank
time for
you.
me to go. I'm sorry to cut it short.
No worries, Roma.
I must leave.
I know you gotta go, but I know we'll wrap up the show over here with Nora. But thank you so much, Romencia, for
Have a good
jumping
one.
and joining us. Thank you. You
Nice
have a
to
good
meet
one too.
you, Nora. See you.
Nice to meet
Bye.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so just to continue the conversation, we have someone here, Veronica, she said replay. Unfortunately, Rittenhouse has a lot of people, even famous people, backing him up. Matt, oh God, I don't know how to pronounce that now.
Yes.
Getz
Yes.
says he might offer Kylie Rittenhouse a job as a congressional intern if found innocent. Eventually, karma will catch up to him. Oh, wow. Um, yeah, I mean, definitely. We welcome all opinions. And if your opinion contradicts ours, kudos to you. I don't really, it is what it is. Um, but
I
yeah,
wonder if Priscilla's writing.
yeah, I would love to hear her opinion. In all honesty, I really welcome all opinions because, again, I'm just trying to understand and comprehend what is the other side uh, that justifies what happened. And if there is, like, go for it. Like, write about it and share it here and we'll discuss it. Kyle shouldn't have been there, but neither should have the rioters. Okay. I mean, uh, definitely rioting should have probably not happened either, but I think the rioting started it in itself. Here's how I see it, and over since all the riots have happened, and then Priscilla, this is not to justify or to try to change your mind or how I've interpreted it, was our communities, black and brown communities, the only way to get any justice is by protesting. And we know that from Chicago, there was a lot of protesting done, but then, of course, also some people took the protesting as rioting, right? Or vice versa. Some rioters did get in the mix. But when there's a community that's disfranchised and marginalized, which is black and brown communities, eventually, if you can't get your voice heard, you're going to break some shit. That's just what happens, right? I don't know if I'm frozen, but sometimes you just because you are so frustrated, like think about MLK. Like I didn't realize that how many riots happened after Martin Luther King got killed. And what did it take for things to actually change? Was when there's a community that's fed up. If I'm fed up and I'm tired and that my voice is not being heard, I'm eventually gonna break some shit too, right? So again, not to change. This is just how I see it and how I interpret it. Um, not to change anyone's opinion, but if rioters were there to begin with because of the injustice of how the black man was killed. What's his name? Nara,
Oh,
the dad that was murdered. Why the rioting started in the first place.
I don't remember.
If
I
someone,
remember the situation and I can see his face.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's no need to unload a whole gun. They said that he thought that no, it's not George Floyd.
No, it wasn't George Floyd. It was another. I'm about to Google this.
Yeah,
Um,
there's no reason. They said that he thought perhaps he was digging into the car for a knife, and even so, this is the thing. Um, Police are trained to shoot to kill, to disable, to hit the torso area. And from the back, you could do that very easily. And I know in carry and conceal and in gun classes, you never want to be the hero. And all these people, Jacob Blake, oh, that's you. All these people know that are on Kyle's side. They know about training, that they know that um, yes, at one point when he had all these people on him, he like defended himself. But we also live in America where so many mass shootings have happened. I really think that the people that went up to him to try to disable him really thought that they were trying to stop a mass shooting. And I'm sorry, but that fits a bill. He's white, he's a teenager. None of these mass shooters have been any other color but white. He had an AR-15 that he was harnessing himself. He was without parents. You know, he was walking by himself, and they said, "Oh my God, we have to disable him." And I really think that they thought that he was coming there to do a mass shooting. And look, like there's a whole bunch of people there. So you
Yeah.
know, a mass shooting could have happened. And I really think that these people were trying to, in their heads, when they went up to him, that's what they were thinking that they were going to do. And that's why they approached him. And that's why they hit him over the head with all these things. But I'm sorry, like they, you know, I
Yeah.
don't understand why it's self-defense when I understand that everybody thinks that their liberty for guns are going to be took, but can somebody explain to me, this is America, we've had so many mass shootings, so many casualties. How did these people not think that he was there to do another one? And then they go, "Oh, well, we're on his side." I
Yeah.
mean, it's just you can't win. You can't win sometimes.
Yeah, which is probably why the rioting started in the first place, right? Like,
Oh
because
yeah,
no one's being heard, which is Jacob Blake. And I actually watched the video of what happened
yeah,
with Jacob Blake with my husband, and it was it was pretty they're all bad, but it's still, he wasn't an aggressor. He wasn't even like, I don't even remember him like trying to fight back the cops. He was just saying like, I'm not doing anything, and he just turned his back and then he got shot. So it was pretty bad. Um so one victim was shot in the back. How is that self-defense? Absolutely, that's not self-defense, right? It's self-defense when you are afraid for your life. No, it's actually, so in conceal and carry classes, it's self-defense when you actually see something.
yeah,
Like, you can't just say, okay, here's what I learned,
yeah,
right? You can't be in your house and an intruder comes
yeah.
in your house. You can't
Yep,
shoot him because he just walks in your house.
yep,
You can't shoot an intruder just because he
yeah,
walks in your house. You have to have
yeah,
an actual claim as to why you shot the person. You saw him reaching. You heard him say, "I am going to kill you," right? That's when it's considered self-defense. But literally in these classes they say, when
yeah.
a intruder comes in, what if the intruder just had like a mental illness and walked in your house and was like, "I'm gonna go get cereal." Do 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 do.
Or
Like,
they
he
entered the wrong apartment, like in Texas.
Yeah, or they enter the wrong apartment, right? You can't just shoot someone because they're coming in. There has to be a cause. You have to. So it just seems like, and again, everyone, like I said, is entitled to their opinion. But being shot in the back when someone's walking away from you doesn't seem like self-defense, also. So let's see. So yeah, Priscilla, thanks for engaging. It's self-defense when you're afraid for your life. Definitely, if you're afraid for your life, agree. Um, Mary, the truth is, if it's not personal relationship, people will never see how wrong it is. Would they think the same if it were their brother or father, etc.? Probably not. Probably not, Mary. One of mental I'm going to fucking kill you. So, oh, I shouldn't have cursed,
Right.
but
And she's right. It is self defense because what else were they going to do when they saw a kid with an AR 15 and a white kid? You know, the billboard, walking billboard right there, live in front of them, of all these mass shootings around America. It is absolutely self defense. That's why they went up to him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he travels. The I guess
They
Once
didn't
he's
know that though. Those people that went up there, they didn't know that he had traveled or
no,
that he was there, you know, like
yeah,
they
no, of
saw
course not.
somebody and they're like, we have to protect all these people. And they lost their lives doing it. And honestly, who knows? He could have done a mass shooting there.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, it's so true. It's definitely
Not
heartbreaking,
far
and
fetched.
it's heartbreaking. One of the men, one of the men that shot was white, also carrying a gun. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, there were I think there were all white. It wasn't like the thing is why they're calling this racist and why they're so upset is because there were so many people of color there, and it's like that one guy that went into the chapel in North Carolina and shot up the Bible study after he'd gone there for months and he killed all the black people.
Yeah,
Do you remember that
I remember
situation?
vaguely, vaguely, vaguely.
Um, so like they were thinking it was one of them. I mean,
Mm,
I view the people that passed away as heroes. I think that they lost their life, but if they didn't lose their life, there could have been so many more people that possibly could have. So,
wow. We have another comment here. Let me also share this. I watched the whole trial. Tina. They did make threats, and one had a skateboard and pulled it up as if he was going to swing at him. Different state, different gun laws. Jury is to go by the law, not based on emotion. They were all white men. Okay. And
and
I
they
don't
were
know.
also not sequestered.
Okay. Definition. What sequestered? What the heck is that?
There's a lot of different levels to it, but these for instance, it's a lot of people when they hear sequestered, they think about the cases where the jurors go to a hotel and they stay there and they're not allowed to read
Oh
newspapers and
yeah,
they're
yeah,
not allowed to watch TVs or things like that.
yeah.
Um, and these people were not sequestered at all. And then it can go up. There's different levels. It can go up basically like total lockdown, like, you know, really,
Oh,
really sequestered. And then there's some sequestered that's like, you know, you're not supposed to, so different levels. And but these people were not sequestered whatsoever. They got to talk to whoever they wanted to, things like that.
oh, I see. So like in the O.J. Simpson trial, they all had to stay in the hotel. They couldn't talk to anybody. They couldn't watch media. They couldn't see anything. These
Yeah.
jurors were not. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay,
like
got
like nothing, like they just went home and they were able to watch news, they were able to watch Facebook, talk to people on the phone. So it may not have been emotion as much as it was influence.
interesting. Well, and it's this is very interesting. I mean, the comments that are coming in too. So Veronica said the system would have given a black brown person life in prison. That's why people are upset.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
definitely.
was gonna say that before. That's what the whole like people aren't trying to say that it was a racial act because he killed a bunch of white people. People are saying where is the equality in this because
Yeah,
that's what they're trying. That's a big uproar here is treat him like a black or brown person.
yeah.
So,
That makes sense. Keep it. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So Veronica said that's interesting, Nara. Yeah. Um, I think again, just it was sad. And again, who knows? Maybe it's gonna be a mistrial. Maybe they'll get it through, and we'll see what happens. I
I
just
thought
know
it was already voted. I thought he was not guilty on all counts.
they were trying to mistrial it. I know I read that
Oh, after
Saturday
the fact.
after the fact. So I don't
Gotcha.
know. But well, thank you. I know it's been half an hour. I appreciate you, Nara and Romencia, for jumping on and having a conversation. So for those that are watching and conversated with us, thank you for sharing your opinion. Again, whether you agree or disagree, more power to you. But thank you again for everyone watching. You guys are amazing. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Yes, God bless
Bye.
you.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.